If you want to read a book that feels like being trapped in a snowstorm with secrets, murder, and absolutely no escape, then today's Bookmas video is for you. Welcome back to Bookmas Day 9. I am so excited for this video because there is nothing that hits quite like a thriller that is set in a blizzard or an isolated cabin. These are the perfect books for when you want to be cozy on the couch, but slightly terrified of the wind hitting your window. Before we jump in though, make sure you are subscribed because I am posting one festive bookish video each day leading up to Christmas. And if you want to join in on the fun with me, make sure to grab your very own free Christmas book bingo. The link is in the description of this video. It's so cute and I made it just so that we could have fun together and make the December reading feel even more magical. All right, let's start with a historical mystery that feels like stepping into the quiet, icy stillness of Maine in the middle of winter. Because we are. The Frozen River follows Martha Ballard, a midwife in the late 1700s, who kept meticulous records of every birth, death, rumor, and scandal in her community. When a man is found frozen in the river, our girl Martha realizes she might be the only person who knows the truth. This book is cold in the very best way. The type of cold that feels claustrophobic, but also atmospheric. It is a slow burn thriller, deeply character driven, and blends true history with fictional mystery. And speaking of isolated winter settings that make you wonder who you can trust, this next one is a classic snowed-in thriller. The sanatorium is set in a former sanatorium, can you believe it, that is turned luxury hotel in the Swiss Alps, which that's already a creepy setting and you would not find me going there. Then I need you to add a dash of blizzard to that, or a whole lot of blizzard, that cuts off the mountain. A missing woman and a detective who is already struggling with her own trauma, and things are going to be spiraling fast. This book has the perfect I don't think I should be here vibe. There's the abandoned medical wings, masked figures running around, and the tension that slowly builds until suddenly it is 1 in the morning and you have not put the book down. So if you love thrillers that are set in eerie places with questionable histories, this book is for you. But if you're wanting something that leads more towards like pure panic in a snowstorm, you need this next one from Frida McFadden. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed The Crash, then you would have been correct. This Frida book is about Tegan, who is 8 months pregnant and is driving through rural Maine in a blizzard. Her car crashes, like the title of the book says. Her ankle is broken and she's stranded. A guy rescues her and brings her to his cabin with his wife. And like, this should be comforting, except something seems kind of off. Frida McFadden gives you this tension from page 1, and she doesn't let up. There are secrets layered under every single conversation, and honestly, the storm outside feels safer than what's happening inside the house. It's all fast-paced, icy, and super terrifying. Oh, also, quick reminder, all of the books that I talk about today are linked in my Binnable, which is also down in the description of this video. So if you want to go check out those books, make sure to click on that link. Now, if you want a thriller that feels like a weekend getaway gone wrong, we need to talk about Ruth Ware. In a Dark, Dark Wood is one of Ruth Ware's classics, and it still holds up. The setup is super simple. A group of old friends, a reunion weekend, a remote glass house in the woods, and a storm settling in. But the vibe? The vibe is pure creeping dread. There is so much tension between the characters. Secrets, betrayals, old wounds, and the sense that somebody is watching from the trees. It's twisty, and the story unfolds like a slow unraveling. And honestly, Ruth Ware does this dynamic so well. And if you are wanting another snowed-in thriller with tapes, secrets, and an ever-looming storm, Frida McFadden has you covered again with Never Lie. This book is about a couple touring a remote house that is for sale and a blizzard is about to hit, and they end up trapped there until the storm passes. Trisha discovers a hidden room filled with cassette recordings from a psychiatrist who mysteriously vanished years earlier. Each tape reveals a new secret, and every time Trisha presses play, the storm outside feels closer. It's bingeable, twisty, and honestly is one of my favorite Frida books. When Trisha gets to that final tape, you are gonna gasp. But now let's move on from creepy manor to a winter riding retreat that turns into a full-blown nightmare. The riding retreat starts as every rider's dream. It's a month, an exclusive riding retreat in a snowy Gothic mansion. But almost immediately, things start to feel off. The host is volatile, the house feels haunted, and then one of the riders disappears into a snowstorm. You know, like totally normal, average stuff. This book is super tense, claustrophobic, and chaotic in a way that'll keep you glued to the story. And if you love thrillers that have a competitive edge, big personalities around every single corner, and isolated settings, this one is going to scratch that itch. And speaking of disappearances, this next book is a domestic thriller that takes place in a wintry suburban neighborhood where everybody keeps secrets. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica is disturbing in the best way. A woman disappears, and then another woman disappears, along with her daughter. Then the case goes cold. 11 years later, the daughter returns. The question becomes, what happened? Who was responsible? And how deep do the secrets really go? It's twisty and unsettling, and honestly, the reveals come like you're slipping under black ice. It's absolutely frigid. So if you're looking for a thriller where every chapter leaves you thinking, wait, what? This is a good pick for you. Now, let's go somewhere remote, like really remote, like Antarctica remote. Wild Dark Shore is a blend of mystery, survival, and emotional depth. A family lives on a tiny island near Antarctica, caring for one of the world's last seed banks. When a woman washes ashore during the worst storm they have ever seen, everything changes. This book is introspective and atmospheric, with huge themes about trust, resilience, and survival. The storm scenes are breathtaking and terrifying. So if you want your mysteries served with a side of emotional devastation, this one's for you. And finally, we are gonna end on a Ruth Ware classic that feels like a Victorian Gothic story met modern suspense. The Death of Mrs. Westaway is such a good book, guys. In this book, Hal receives a mysterious letter claiming that she has inherited a large estate. She realizes, very quickly, like most of us would, that the letter was sent to the wrong person. But, you know, her life has fallen apart, so she decides to go anyways. The book is foggy, it's atmospheric, wintry, and just full of dread. And there are scenes that I still think about to this day. The house is creepy, and the family is horribly chaotic and strange. And the secrets that they have are layered like frost on a window. And honestly, I think this is such a perfect wintry thriller to end on. Those are my wintry, snowy thrillers for Bookmas Day 9. Let me know which one you want to pick up first. Also, before we close out, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you've rung the bell, because you don't want to miss any of the other videos that I'm posting for Bookmas. And don't forget to grab your free Christmas book bingo in the description so that we can read together all December. All of the books I mentioned in this video are also linked on my Binnable. So go check it out or build your own winter TBR. And I will see you tomorrow for Bookmas Day 10. Merry reading, book bestie. Bye.